anomalous. I wouldn't say it's anomalous, however, it's not very common that in late March it's like 29 degrees in the morning. Normally we expect like 40-degree temperatures in the morning. Not anything like this, but certainly a rare occurrence. Just enjoying a little bit of the scenic views out here before we get going to the Cars and Coffee out in Middlefield, which is actually not too far from here. So to start the season in this type of cold, I think that's where the anomaly lies. But I don't mind it. This is my favorite weather to be in. I remember hiking that thing behind me. I got up to the very top and saying to myself, I'm going to take the videos and the pictures that I want to take immediately before a mouse coughs me off a cliff here. It was very breezy that day, much like it is today, so I would hike it again. I'm not against the idea of doing so. In fact, I would like to. However, the car show does start in about 40 minutes, and it's going to take me half an hour to go up and down this hill here round trip, so perhaps another day. What we're going to do is just sit back and enjoy a little bit of this before we get going. Well, I will, but thanks to computer and technology, you guys get to just jump straight into the action. Well, I'm sure you can all tell by the sound of cars and idling and revving and general car guy noises. We've made it to the orchard. There's not that many people here right now, but it is close enough to 9 to where cars are going to start pouring in, kind of in groups. Welcome to the Horizon Festival. I already have a few early favorites. That GT4 as well as that right-hand drive CRV. Kind of a sleeper, you know, I kind of like that. Like I said, a couple of early favorites. Gosh, my hair is blowing in the wind. We're going to take a look at the GT4 and the right-hand drive CRV. Those things sound good. That's a whole different car from what we're used to seeing from Chevrolet when it comes to Corvette. And, you know, it's very impressive what they've been able to do and still have it be affordably priced. Like, yeah, of course, it's like $50,000, $60,000, but for what that car is, for the revolutionary design that it is, and to have kept it at that price point and not really have any real problems that people deem worthy of talking about, big thumbs up. Okay, top 3 for sure. Hell yeah. A lot of people turn out. This might be one of the biggest crowds that I've seen. I think under any circumstances, this might have been top 3, top 2 maybe. Biggest crowds, and it's, you know, there's barely any room. Like there were 2 lines of cars that were waiting to get in. You guys saw it. See if I can zoom in. There's a GTO. I say it's in GTO, but it could be a 3000. There's that Corvette from earlier. Again, Miatas. I've always liked them, even from childhood. It's just like these small, compact cars that can really pack a punch. You know, the fact that they're so light, they don't really need that much horsepower to really get around. If you give these things a lot of torque and horsepower, might be a bit of a handful. Okay, we are back in the humble abode. This was a massive success. Cars and Coffee at the Orchard, huge. So, I really liked this show. This might have been my favorite one in a long time. It might be top 2 or 3 of all time for me, not counting the Concorzos, which I'm looking forward to. Those are always a hit. But I really liked this show because there was a big, diverse range of cars from all over the world. You had imports, actual imports, like right-hand drive things. It was a big show, and there was something for absolutely everybody. But I want to narrow it down. Which ones were my favorites? Aside from the C8s and the R8 that I'm a big fan of, you guys know this. Let's zero in on kind of my top 3 and then some honorable mentions. Number 1, and by a hair, would be that right-hand drive CR-V. And it's not going to be the most glamorous answer I'll give as to why, but Hondas, it's impossible not to find parts for those things, if you even need them. It's going to be years upon years, if not decades, before you need to turn as much as a small wrench on one. So, that car being an import, over 25 years old, right-hand drive, is also going to be an insanely practical car, it being a CR-V. And it has the cool factor of it being right-hand drive. That right there is awesome. But a very close second, just the absolute closest second, was the DMC-12. I have seen only maybe 2 or 3 DMC-12s in my entire life in person. And it's always a treat to see one. But number 3, the GT4 RS. Those were the first times I've seen a GT4 RS. And if I had to choose between either the black or the purple, I'd take the black just because it just flies under the radar. I like the low-key stuff. And already, it's a 718. So those aren't exactly like the most looked at Porsches. And I'm not saying that as an insult. It's just, when people look at Porsches, people don't necessarily give the 718 the respect that it somewhat deserves to get. Everybody wants the 911s. Honorable mentions are concerned. I really liked the 4GT, the FL5 Type R, and I know that the FL5 Type R is not necessarily anything special, but I've always liked the Civic. You guys know I like the R8. You guys know I like the C8s. Amazing turnout, amazing group of cars, something there for everybody. And that's not the only car show that's around the corner. We have the Central Car Club show coming up in a couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that.